Hi, this is Justin. I'm here at the LucasArts booth with Sean and Gary, and they're showing off Star Wars Empire at War: Forces of Corruption, which is a upcoming expansion for the Star Wars themed RTS that came out not so long ago. So guys, what can you tell us about the new expansion?
Well, we're really excited about the new expansion. It adds an entirely new facet to the Star Wars universe. It allows you to draw the curtain back and look and see where people like Jabba the Hutt are hiding. This new faction is a criminal faction, and what we're seeing right here is the new leader for this criminal faction. This is Tiber Zahn. He's a character we created. He's totally ruthless, he's totally corrupt, and he's totally evil. He's not afraid to use any tactics at his disposal to get the job done. We're talking about bribery, we're talking about corruption, we're talking about sabotage, we're talking about black market technology. All of these tools are at his fingertips. Right now what you're seeing is Tiber and a small force. They're on the planet of Felucia. This planet is one of 13 new planets that we've got in Empire at War: Forces of Corruption. And we're going to demonstrate a little bit some of the new heroes. This is a force-using Night Sister. She's going to go up and she's going to start attacking these troops. She's going to use her lightsaber whip. So this is a great new weapon that she's got. And what she's really going to do when she gets up here is she's going to set up a dual-pronged attack. She's going to use Force Confused to send these guys running panicked off the battlefield. And we're going to use IG-88. He's an assassin droid. He's going to lay down a path of radioactive contamination. Now, only the Underworld is really crazy enough to contaminate the battlefield like this. Now that these guys are taken care of, we're going to move Tiber Zahn and the rest of the troops up towards this transport. Tiber is going to use his ability to corrupt enemy units and bribe them to come over and work for the Underworld. Now imagine in space being able to bribe a Imperial Star Destroyer to make it come over and work for you. We're going to load some troops into this transport. This is brand new garrison functionality. The ability to load troops into transports as well as bunkers, and we're going to move them into the Empire base. Now you'll see that they're going to be taking some heavy shots from these brand new rocket launch defenses, but they're safe inside the transport, so they're not really worrying about that. So we're going to run over as many of the Empire troops as we can, and then we're going to use these forces to start battling them. Now what they need, though, is some help. They're going to use some black market technology at the lower portion of the map here. We've got destroyer droids and plasma tanks. Now the destroyer droids are moving in, and they're encountering these Empire Dark Troopers. This is an example of not only a brand new faction and 40 new units, but the upgrades we're also giving to the Empire and the Rebellion. These Dark Troopers are really formidable. They're powerful cyborg units. Most of them have jetpacks so they can deploy around the map easily. And the level 3 that you just saw destroyed there has rocket packs that pop up out of his shoulders, so he's a potent, powerful mobile artillery unit. Now we're going to link up with the rest of our forces in the center of the map here. And what I think we're going to come to find out, just from looking here, is that the Empire's reinforcements have moved in a little sooner than we had expected. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Plan B. And Plan B for the Underworld is using an orbital bombardment. Now this is a great new feature that a lot of the fans have been asking for. And if you have a capital ship in orbit, you can use it. This goes for any faction in the game. Here the Underworld Destroyer is going to use a two-pronged attack. First, it's firing in a plasma bolt. Now while our troops retreat away from the map, the plasma bolt is going to come down, it's going to disable the shields, and it's also going to temporarily cripple those units that are following us. So here you see it, and now comes in the plasma blast, is going to do a tremendous amount of damage and destroy the entire base. Now I kind of talked briefly about corruption, and this is part and parcel of the way the Underworld works in the expansion pack. What basically corruption is, it's the Underworld influence. Spreading this influence is very simple. You have a corruption agent, you drag him and you drop him on the planet, and it starts the process. So what do you get from corruption, and why do you want to do it? Number one, you get money. You're extorting a percentage of that planet's daily income going directly into your pocket. Once you get that income, you have access to the black market, so you can upgrade your troops and technology. You can spy on that planet and see if you want to actually go there and fight. If you want to go there and fight, you can sabotage certain structures on that planet. And if you don't want to fight, you can completely bypass that planet. Here we're going to show you an example of how that works. You know in Empire at War, you had to stop at every planet and fight. Here you can bribe your way past planets that you've corrupted. So now we're going to jump into a space battle. I know a lot of people love space battles, so we've really done all we can to use all that consumer feedback and make them even more exciting. Right now what's happening is the Empire and the Rebellion are fighting over Darth Vader's new flagship. This is the Executor. It's the biggest and most powerful ship we've seen yet in Empire at War. Now the Underworld is kind of off to the side. They're observing this battle. They don't really want to get their hands dirty. They're hoping that the rebels will be able to do the job for them. But what they don't know is the Death Star 2, brand new to the expansion pack, is operational, and it has the ability to fire on capital ships. So we're going to see Home 1 be the victim of the Death Star 2 right here. So the Underworld's going to see that the rebels don't have the firepower to finish the job, so they're going to step in and make sure that the Executor meets its end. Now, another important thing to note up here in this asteroid field, we've got some frigates with their ability to cloak and become invisible and move directly into the battlefield. They're also moving through this asteroid field without taking any damage. This is a brand new feature. It's unique only to the underworld, so it really enforces the fact that they can play dirty, they can use guerrilla tactics, and they can just get in wherever they need to and start fighting. So the Executor is looking pretty grim right now. So you're going to see it's exploding here, and what the underworld wants to do is they want to escape as quickly as possible. In Empire at War, you had the ability to retreat from battle, but there were certain penalties involved. For the underworld, we've greatly diminished those penalties so that it can really enforce the fact that they can play dirty and they can use hit-and-run guerrilla tactics to achieve their goal. That's Empire at War, Forces of Corruption. It's due out this fall for the PC only.
That's great. Thanks very much, guys.
My pleasure.
Thanks.